Déjà vu, the classic feeling that you have witnessed or experienced a current situation before. It translates directly from French to already seen. Researchers believe this happens when there is a slight delay in how your brain processes sensory information, causing the present moment to accidentally route through your memory systems first. It essentially makes your brain trick itself into thinking an entirely new event is actually a recalled memory, leaving you with that bizarre, slightly unsettling sense of familiarity.
Déjà Vécu. This goes far beyond just recognizing a visual scene and dives into the eerie sensation that you have completely lived through the current moment before. When this strikes, people often feel they know exactly what is going to happen or what someone is about to say next. It is much more intense and immersive, tying in your senses, emotions, and thoughts all at once. Medical professionals note that this is usually a deeper neurological glitch, sometimes linked to temporal lobe issues, making the present feel inescapably like a rerun of a past life.
Déjà rêvé, the uncanny feeling that you are currently living out a scene you previously dreamed about. Unlike standard memory glitches, this specific phenomenon involves a vivid recollection of a sleeping state while you are wide awake. People often brush it off as a prophetic vision, but scientists point to it as a fascinating overlap between our waking consciousness and deep sleep patterns. Your brain basically takes a fragment of a forgotten dream and abruptly superimposes it onto a real-world trigger, making reality feel incredibly hazy and surreal.
Déjà entendu, the distinct and sudden impression that you have already heard exactly what is being spoken, played, or broadcasted. You might be listening to a brand new song on the radio or a stranger's story, yet your auditory processing center insists you know every single note or word. This auditory illusion shows just how highly specialized our brain regions are, suggesting that the memory misfire is entirely isolated to how we process sound waves, rather than visual cues. Déjà Visité, the overwhelming feeling of knowing your way around a new town, city, or landscape that you have absolutely never been to before. You might step off a train in a foreign country and instinctively feel like you know exactly where the local market or town square is located. Psychologists suggest this happens because the spatial layout of the new place closely matches a mental map you have unconsciously formed from reading books, watching movies, or playing video games. Your brain recognizes the geometry of the streets and confidently jumps to the conclusion that you are a returning local.
Déjà Senti, a deeply internal phenomenon, translating to already felt, where an emotional state or physical sensation feels strangely familiar, even without a specific memory attached to it. Unlike visual or auditory triggers, this is a purely internal echo. You might feel a sudden rush of nostalgia, a specific kind of calmness, or a bodily sensation that your mind insists has happened before, but no amount of thinking can attach it to a real event. It is a fleeting emotional ghost that usually vanishes just as quickly as it appears, leaving you completely baffled, but fascinated.
Presque view. This translates to almost seen, and is universally recognized as that frustrating tip-of-the-tongue sensation. You know the word, the name, or the answer, and you can practically feel it hovering right at the edge of your consciousness, yet your brain stubbornly refuses to retrieve it. This happens when there is a temporary block in your memory retrieval system. You are recalling the concept and meaning perfectly, but the actual sound of the word is trapped behind a mental wall, making it one of the most agonizing everyday glitches of the human mind.
Jamais vu, the exact psychological opposite of a familiar memory, translating to never seen. This happens when a person momentarily does not recognize a word, person, or place that they actually know extremely well. You might stare at a common word until it looks like a bizarre, alien arrangement of letters, or look at a close friend and feel a sudden disconnect, as if they are a total stranger. This phenomenon is caused by brain fatigue, or semantic satiation, where repeated exposure to a stimulus temporarily exhausts the neural pathways responsible for recognizing it.